If you're a podcaster on a budget or a content creator and you're just looking for some equipment to help get you started, today I want to tell you about an audio interface that might be just what you're looking for. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. My name's Brian and this is Summit City Studios, and on this channel we talk about everything from how to start a podcast to how to grow your podcast to what we're going to talk about today is some of the equipment and the gear you need to get your podcast started. And today we're talking about the Fifine SC1. It's an audio interface that is a piece of equipment that my friends at Fifine sent me to review for this video. They asked for an honest review, but had no input into what I shared or how I shared it. And so thank you to my friends at Fifine for sending me this bit of equipment. And for those of you who are interested in checking out an interface that is small, it's compact, and it packs a bit of a punch, this could be the one that you are looking for. So let me tell you about the Fifine SC1 audio interface. We'll get into some pros and cons here in a few minutes, but let me just tell you about some of the features that the Fifine SC1 offers. For starters, it's small, it's lightweight, it's easy to pack if you need to take it on the go, or if you're looking just to save some space on your desktop. I used to use the Rode Procaster Pro, which took up a big chunk of my desk. It's a fantastic interface. I still use it for other settings, but I don't want it sitting on my desk all the time. So I was looking for something smaller. I was looking at this, and Fifine decided to go ahead and send it to me. So again, small, compact, it's lightweight, it's easy to pack. We already talked about that. It is a USB-C. It comes with a USB-C connection. The cable comes in the box with this, so the USB-C to USB-C cable, but it also comes with the USB-A adapter if you need that for your USB port on your computer. For me, I'm using USB-C to USB-C directly into my MacBook, recording into Logic Pro for this particular video. Also on the back, you have the TRS outputs, the left and the right channel outputs. I'm not able to test those, so I can't comment on those, but I do like that feature that it's not just a headphone jack out to some of your outputs or monitors, speakers, but it does have TRS outputs. You can plug directly into some speakers. In the front of this, let me flip this around here, you can see you have the XLR input, which I'm using running into the Fifine K688 microphone. You have a button for phantom power if you're using a condenser mic. You also have an instrument input, TRS input for an instrument, a keyboard, a guitar, something you might want to play or record. This would be a good option there as well. So you have that TRS input. You have the headphone jack out to monitor your audio, which I'm monitoring directly through the SC1 now. And you have the volume control, monitoring control, and you have the monitor button on off here on the front. On the top here, you have the gain control knob, and currently I have it set at about 75% to get the output that I need to make this recording sound as it should. You have the gain control knob for the instrument, which obviously is not on right now, so but that's handy there, simple controls. And then you have the output control, the volume output. Now, as you can see, there's no complicated dials or sliders on this particular interface, which is perfect for someone who's beginning and doesn't need all of that, but could be a downside if you're looking for something that gives you a little bit more control of your audio as you record it, or maybe for live production as you're streaming. Now let's talk about some of the pros and cons of this interface. Let me start with the price tag. This retails for approximately $55 at the time of recording this video, which is a hard price to beat if you're looking for a simple interface that does the job. It doesn't come with a whole lot of bells and whistles, but it does give you some additional features like the instrument input and the TRS outputs and the volume control there. This is hard to beat for $55. Secondly, it's pretty simple to use. XLR input, USB output into your computer and recording into whatever digital audio workstation that you choose to use. Select the right input, hit record, and you're good to go. Beyond that, one of the other pros is honestly the sound quality. I'm quite impressed with the quality of the sound that this is putting out. Now, I'll test it a little bit later with another microphone to see how it sounds, but paired with the Fifine K688, which I think is a pretty good microphone. I did a video review of this mic, which I'll link in the card above and in the description below this video if you're interested in checking out more about this microphone. I think these two pair pretty well, but as I mentioned, we'll test it here in just a minute with another microphone to see how it sounds and if it has enough gain to pump through the mic to get the quality that we need. And finally, as I mentioned earlier as well, it's lightweight. It's compact. If you do need to take it to record somewhere else besides your home studio, your office, it's easy to pack. It's lightweight. You can toss it in a bag and go. But again, with the form factor and the size, one of the pros for me is that it doesn't take up much space on my desk. I have plenty of room to show other equipment, to show other microphones, to even use my desk as a desk and do my normal work. Now let's talk about some of the cons of this interface. Number one, it's simple. So let me kind of back up and start by saying, as we talk about these cons, remember this is a $55 budget interface. So the cons really are things that they had to leave out to get this to fit the price that would be perfect for a beginning podcaster or beginning content creator. So these cons are a little nitpicky, I understand, but they might be perfect. This might be perfect for you, and the cons might not matter. So again, the first one is that it is simple. It has 3 control knobs at the top. You will likely only need to use the one if you're just doing a podcast. The XLR input and the gain control, the mic line input, you may only need that one dial. So for that, it's perfect. Another con along with that is that there is only one microphone input. There is a secondary instrument input, but there's a button on the front of this that will control which input it is picking up. So it's not going to pick up both simultaneously. So that would be a con if you're trying to do some instrumentation, some recording of a guitar, and some vocals at the same time. It does not have 2 XLR inputs, so if you have a co-host or you are doing a podcast where you're interviewing someone else, this would not be a good option for you because of only having the one XLR input. Now, it only has the one headphone output monitor, so again, you are going to be the only one that's going to be able to hear this unless you go through the output, the TRS outputs on the back. So again, if you have 2 people, you'll need 2 microphones, 2 XLR inputs, and 2 headphone outs to monitor. Each of you monitor your own audio. This wouldn't be ideal for that situation. And finally, to this point, we've mentioned the size, the form factor, and the weight of this as one of the pros, one of the advantages. But I think that could be interpreted as a con as well, only because the build quality, this thing is plastic all around. Every side of this is plastic. The buttons, the knobs, everything is plastic, which, again, it makes it lightweight and affordable. But if you have a tendency to push things aside and things get knocked off and fall off of your desk, I don't see this surviving too many falls. Now, I haven't tried that, obviously, but the build quality isn't up to a standard that I think would be something that I would use on a regular basis if I was traveling a lot, because I just don't know how it would hold up in the long run. Now, while I have this out, let's test the Fifine SC1 interface with the Rode Procaster. That's typically my go-to microphone for videos here on this channel. So I'll switch this out and I'll come right back. And now I'm speaking into the Rode Procaster dynamic broadcast microphone. This is typically my go-to on this channel, but as you know, I swap out my microphone from time to time. But I wanted to see how this sounded with the Fifine SC1. And so far, I'm pretty impressed. Now, I do need to point out that I have the gain control knob turned up to, I think it was at about 75% for the Fifine K688 that I was using previously. Currently, it's turned up to about 80-85% with the Rode Procaster mic that I'm speaking into now. So the audio still sounds pretty clear and crisp through the monitoring channel here on the SC1, but I do need to crank the gain up a little bit more. So we'll see if you hear any additional room noise, hum, buzz from a fan, from the lights that I have set up. Let me know in the comments if you hear anything different with this microphone than the previous microphone, the Fifine K688, when it comes to additional room noise. Now, if I have to do anything in post-production to get these two to match, I will put that down here in the lower third of the video, just so you know what I had to do, and it could help explain any of the additional room noise that you may or may not hear. The big question is, who's this interface for? Well, I think there's three people that will be interested in this particular interface. Number one is the podcaster or content creator who is just starting out, who's on a limited budget and isn't sure they want to go all in yet. This could be perfect for you. Again, you're limited in your inputs to the one XLR, the one instrument channel, which I'll talk about in a second, and the one headphone out. But this would be perfect for someone who is just getting started, testing it out, because you're going to get great quality, great sound quality for a great price. This also is good for the person who maybe is upgrading, has an old USB microphone. You want to pick up a nicer XLR microphone, something that's going to give you a fuller sound or maybe just a different sound, but you need an interface to plug into to get the XLR input into the USB port of your computer. You're going to need a USB interface, and maybe you don't want to spend a lot of money. This could be a good option for you as well. Now, the third person this could be for, this is not me, but for you, it could be perfect, is the musician. If you're a musician and you're looking for something that's going to be able to record your voice and record your instrument into your computer, this could be perfect for simple recording for a musician recording at home, trying something out. So $55 it retails for. If you're interested in picking up the Fifine SC1, there are affiliate links in the description below. Check those out. Let me know what you think of this interface. Let me know what you think of this video, this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.